Hi, everyone. Just here to go over the helmet rule. There was a number of different scenarios over the weekend where the call was correct or incorrect. So 3 and 4 of you kind of reached out, and then that snowballed to about a dozen or so people reaching out to ask for a clarification video. So we're sending this out. We also typed up this little memo just for you to be able to read it and work through it with all the different scenarios. So again, remember that the helmet rule is different from NFHS versus NCAA, which is prep school for us here in Connecticut. Also, again, the rule did not change from last year to this year, so it is all the same. There is a point of emphasis that talks about mandatory equipment or not wearing equipment properly. Again, that is specifically for not helmets. I know that when we say equipment, it kind of overrides and is an umbrella to all of those things. But again, the helmet rule is on its own. And then things like elbow pads or shoulder pads or gloves or things of that nature, that's different. So for the sake of this video, just stay with us on helmets. So again, being able to see this and just working through it. If you're in NFHS, so high school, if that's JV or it's freshman, or if it is even youth games, or if it is varsity games, no matter what it is not a penalty for a helmet to come off, and is not a penalty on the players whose helmet comes off. So again, if it is live play in the scrimmage area, which is defined by 5 yards, we added active play where live ball play is occurring. Just think of 5 yards, or if it was a passer just outside of that, and then the ball is outside, then still includes that live play for safety reasons. We're blowing an immediate whistle. The team who's entitled to possession gets to keep it. So if it's the offense has the ball and a helmet comes off, offense keeps the ball. If the defense has it and the other team's helmet comes off, the defense gets to keep it. If it is a loose ball, we go alternating possession. There are a couple caveats to that. If it is that loose ball occurs during a face-off and that face-off is not completed, meaning there's no possession or the ball does not go over the restraining lines or does not go out of bounds on a sideline, as an example, of we actually have a reface. In the scenario where that helmet comes off because of illegal action by the other team, meaning if it was a slash, a hit to the helmet, whatever it may be, or even a trip and that helmet comes off, the flag is going to denote possession. So that team who was offended gets to keep the ball. Just as in a normal scenario, we give the ball back to the team who's now going to be man up. That player still needs to come off the field. This rule is the same in both levels. The player needs to go off for essentially 2 whistles or until the next dead ball. So think of the first whistle to restart the play, to go back into live play, and then the second whistle for that dead ball that then occurs. Again, it cannot be right. And then when there is a shot taken, the only time that we see it as not an immediate whistle in the high school game is if that ball is already in flight and that helmet comes off, we allow that shot to continue. The ball goes in the net, it's a good goal. If it does go in the net, we blow the whistle immediately. So if it goes out of bounds, it goes wide of the net, hits a defenseman, hits a goalie, no matter what it is, we're blowing that whistle. So in the high school game, we do not penalize that player for it coming off in any scenario. The only kind of small caveat is if that player is intentionally ripping it off, right, in order to cause a whistle, let's say similar to them throwing their ball at the stick. That's going to be unsportsmanlike, but just in your head, we have not seen that scenario nationally yet from last year to this year. And so I am purposely saying it so it doesn't happen again. But again, if a player's helmet comes off in the scrimmage area, we're blowing a whistle. And then we are not penalizing that player who came off in the high school rule set. Prep school, a little bit cleaner. There is an emphasis for that player to wear it properly. So it is a technical foul, no matter how, right, that helmet comes off, that player is going to have that technical foul unless it's a legal contact, right? And again, player gets hit in the head, elbowed, slashed, tripped, whatever it is. If we're throwing a flag on that defense, not the offense's fault. But essentially, again, if that player loses the helmet within the scrimmage area, we're blowing it immediately, similar to live play. Technical foul. So if the ball is loose, we just flip it on a technical foul. If team A had it, one of the teammates' helmets comes off, we flip it, give it to the other team, and then in the scenario if that team B had it and A's helmet comes off, it's a flag down. The easiest way to remember this, if it was a push, where would you give the ball? Think of it that way. If it is a push, where does the ball go? If it's loose, you pick it up, you give it to the team who got pushed. If the team who pushes has the ball, they lose it. And if the team who pushes doesn't have the ball, you throw a flag and you play it out, right? In that scenario, the helmet comes off, we're blowing the whistle. So we're killing that slow whistle scenario, right? Again, it's a little bit different. I'll let you read it. But again, it's a little bit different than the high school. I know I just said that, but the only time that a whistle is not blown immediately is if a shot is in flight and then the player loses the helmet. So the shot is already in flight and then after. So we have to know that sequence, right? In that scenario, if the helmet comes off before the shot gets off, it's blown dead. If not, if it's currently in flight, we're good. And then the helmet coming off after that. Again, different in the prep school that if the player is fouled, right, and that's the reason why the helmet came off, A1's not assessed the technical, but still needs to go off the field. In all levels, in all cases, that player whose helmet comes off has to go off until that second dead ball or that second whistle. As we said, they have to go off and what occurs every single time. Again, if a player loses their helmet, not in a scrimmage area. So for whatever reason, the only scenario that we can really think of is that player is on the far side of the field and that helmet magically falls off and they didn't intentionally rip it off, but it falls off, right? Because again, we have active play as part of that scrimmage area. Temporarily hold your whistle, allow that scoring play in progress to continue and conclude, but again, treat it like a non-serious injury. Don't let them go behind goal line. Don't let them come outside. As soon as it kills that immediate path to goal, blow your whistle. Safety issue. The player doesn't have a helmet on the field. That player still needs to come off. Super happy to answer any questions or comments, or you have scenarios. We can share video with you as well if you like. Just let us know. Hope you enjoy that. Enjoy your week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.